I'm not looking to
But
see
it,
what they're doing. I'm not seeing to see if there's something that's gonna help, but something in your body that's involuntarily just making you look to the left for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
I feel where I think you were, at least I think I feel where you headed with it. I think there's two different types of things though, right? Like there's the streets. The streets have a code of conduct. They have a way of moving. And if there's danger or something ain't right, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like being in the jungle, as they say, like something ain't right, like all the animals go quiet. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's a way that the street knows to react to such things. Um, but that's usually when we're talking about a shared danger. Where we as people, especially in America, where we struggle so much is that we suck as seeing someone else in danger because our automatic default is I don't want to be involved,
Yep.
right? Or I don't want to be wrong, right? Those are the two things that immediately pop up. And really, I don't want to be wrong is just another way of saying I don't want to be in danger.
It's the same.
So, yeah, so people just they don't see things or they force themselves not to see things because they don't know how to react to it. And
Yeah.
that is a different type of trigger than we're all out on the block having a good time and all of a sudden you see three people take off running.
Yep,
You
it's
know what I'm
just
saying?
yeah. It's like I'm pretty sure all of us have been. Well, I only talk about me. I know I've been in situations and I've walked away from it. It's like, why didn't I do something? Or what? Am
Mhm.
I right about this? Am I right? Turns out I was probably right, but I don't know if it's you don't want to get involved. It's for me. It's I don't want to be wrong because what if I accuse somebody of something that they aren't doing? Right?
Could you not apologize for that and
I
say
could.
I was reading some signs and I was just trying to go for safety in the moment.
Yeah, because I've
The
seen a
apology
couple of
isn't always gonna be
yeah, because I've been in
well, yeah.
situations where mothers have
Okay. Huh?
acted really strange. I mean, jerking their children around the store, things that I think are just completely unnecessary.
Hey, speaking of Walmart, did anybody see the story? I forget what state it came from, but a mother brought her toddler into the store in the cart. He had a diaper on. That was it. And she
Yes, I
kept
saw that. And
putting
she,
cold things like
in the
around
car.
him. And people, they got uncomfortable with this. This little boy was just looking miserable. And this one Walmart lady, she risked her job. She lost her
Yeah,
job
she lost it.
because she recorded this. And that lady ended up losing her child.
What she should you don't put and you know because you never you know
I don't have CPS, but what do you do when a child is
I don't
shivering?
like
I
I don't
don't
like
like
this
it, but
culture.
then that there's some
Go ahead,
things
Shay.
I think should be. I'm sorry, Tia, go ahead.
No, please, you go ahead.
I don't like the let me pick up my camera instead of intervening and putting some clothes on the child.
Right.
But
No, that was
something,
already happening.
oh, that was already happened. Okay, because what
That
I,
was
But
yeah, it's like
but
people who record fights. Why are you recording
we
that
live
instead
in
of
America.
interviewing?
We live in America where word for word to word context is not enough anymore. You
you
need
need to
yeah,
prove it.
you
But
need that.
see,
Yeah, but
I don't agree. I reject that. And here's why I
Yeah.
reject
Yeah.
that. Because the
Okay.
American we use it as a cop out. We use it as a cop out now. We will literally see 3 dozen people pick up their phone to record someone drowning instead of going to get the
get the
person
person out the
who's
water.
drowning.
Yeah, it's
Right?
like get in the water and get
We
them.
got plenty of visuals of what happened. I I'm in crisis. I don't need
A
all the
video.
video of what happened. I need someone to stop it from happening. But we live in a society that our first impulse is the video. Like remember the one
And
where
I mean, there are security cameras.
well,
Not like it
and
wouldn't.
cameras, yeah, and all a camera can do is say what happened. Like it can't do nothing else for you. So like, remember the riverboat fight in Alabama, and everybody was like, "Yo, look at how the black people came together to handle these white racists and blah 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 blah." And I'm sitting
Oh,
here like, that's not what I'm seeing, right? What I'm seeing is you got about 100 black people all with their cell phones out.
Yep.
The people who came and intervened were people who were directly tied to the man who was trying to do his job. It was fellow employees that jumped off the boat, who ran down the dock, right? There was a few individuals, but for the most part,
Yep.
there was a
Aqua
bunch of
baby.
people with cell phones doing this, right?
yep, yep.
That's the world we're in. And I get why it happened, but I just reject it. Because
But
you see a child and it's cold outside and they ain't got no clothes on, we're afraid to go to that parent or whoever the person is with the child and say, is there something I can do to help?
oh,
You
I
know what I'm
got
saying?
this.
And they did that. They first started, and the lady just like, belligerently pushed them away and said, "He
And
fine."
And
that can happen.
But
And that's where you end up at the next step where you have to call the police. But the thing about it is, what did you benefit by everybody having their cell phones out? Like,
I
what
would
did
have.
you really benefit?
But
Parker answered that question. I think a physical fight is a lot harder for someone to step in and intervene in.
yeah, because you might
It's,
get
it,
swung on.
that's totally two different things. Like, yeah,
True.
you want somebody to put their
Like,
phone in their pocket and jump in, and hey,
Because
ain't nobody built like that. There's
if
no
we
I'm not saying that.
jump
but
in there.
then yeah, if you
in the
think about it
situation
though,
that we are
oh,
talking about, though, sorry, that just in the little child in the cart, there were did I count at least three, if maybe four people who were all like they were just getting clothes from
yeah,
uh
they were paying for the clothes and buying it for the baby.
yeah, and they were putting it on, you know, like that was already happening, and I don't uh, I wouldn't record. It's not like I said. There's security cameras going on. You know, call the police. That child is in danger.
But here's what I will say though: if you think about recording it,
But
and I'll get back to what I'm trying to say here, and I hope I'm saying it right. If she didn't record it, how hard would that have been to prove? I mean, you know, there's security cameras. Think of how long it's going to take. So you call the police. How long is it going to take the police to get there? This isn't a robbery. This isn't. You would hope they will respond fast. They're going to ask, "Hey, did you see something?" They'll do their interviews, et cetera, et cetera. So if they didn't tape it, or she didn't tape it, I don't know how likely the police would have been to believe her, and maybe
So
they would have did it. And then
different
here's
levels.
yeah, and
Okay,
here's
sir.
my other point I'm really trying to make. If somebody didn't record the George Floyd, him getting his neck stepped on like that, we never would have known. We never would have had any idea. And those cops that lied and said, "Oh, well, he died because of self-inflicted wounds," it would
No,
have been taken
I
out.
fully agree. I agree with that aspect of it. But what I'm saying is we've allowed ourselves to move to that being sufficient, right? So you had, if not for somebody snitching on and taking a video of the lynching of Ahmaud Arbery, it never would have gotten out to the point where that young man could be justice after he was gone. If not for the George Floyd situation and it being a perfect storm of someone not only recording it, but then you also had to have paramedics and everybody else on the scene that were trying to intervene, then that never would have got. I get all of that. But what I'm saying is you went into a Walmart with this child. That means there's a camera for you coming in. There's a camera while you were in there. And so, and I'm saying that people don't take video. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, why are you taking a video? Right? Like if you're the person taking a video because you legit are going, not that you mean to, you are going to turn this over to the authorities to have something done, that's one thing. But that's not what most people are doing. Most people are taking a video so it can show up on TikTok or Instagram or something like that, so they can say that I was there. I saw this. Can you believe this? Right? That's not the same thing as being a witness advocate. That's you just being like
Yeah, I
flexing for the gram, as they say.
I'm with you there. I definitely would record it, but I would have called the police. I'm like, look, this is what I recorded. Although I don't know Walmart firing somebody, like y'all know y'all trifle.
But that's Walmart that's
There
Walmart
is
protecting itself from a lawsuit. That's all that
there's
is. Walmart's
a
protecting itself from a lawsuit.
contract, a social media contract that they make you sign. You will not talk about your job. You will not record while you are working. You will not while you're not working either. Just it's right in your contract now.
Oh well, she broke it. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm gonna go on that point too. Like, just because it's in your contract doesn't mean you don't have to violate it sometimes.
Right.
Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And unfortunately, the consequence of that sometimes can be your job.